Hi, my name is Anna and I'm the curatorial assistant here at New College Library, and welcome to our new video series. Today we'll be talking about MS 320, a really interesting manuscript because it's made in two very different halves. We know it here as one of our manuscripts, but actually only half of this book has been handwritten. You can see here in the second half that the other section is a printed text, and the two have at some point been bound together into one whole. The book in its entirety dates to the middle of the 15th century. The first part of this book contains the Psalms of the Wycliffe Bible, written in Middle English. The Wycliffe Bible was the first complete translation of the Bible into English, produced in the late 14th century, by followers of John Wycliffe, a theologian and reformer who challenged the ways of the Catholic Church. At this time, vernacular translations of the Latin Bible were banned under Henry VIII, and so Wycliffe's English Bible was considered heretical to the Church. But despite this, the Wycliffe Bible is the most common manuscript to have survived from late medieval England, testifying not only to its popularity, but also to the range of beliefs, both orthodox and heterodox, among an English Catholic readership. At the very end of the Psalms is a unique poem not found anywhere else in medieval English literature. This is a hymn to the Virgin Mary, and it's written as an acrostic poem. The first letters of each line spell out Stanley, possibly the surname of the person for who this poem, or actually the manuscript as a whole, was dedicated. The second part of this book, meanwhile, is an incomplete section from William Caxton's The Golden Legend. The Golden Legend is an English translation of a collection of saints' lives compiled in the 13th century by Jacobus de Voragine. And this edition of the Golden Legend was printed by Wynkyn de Worde in January either 1498 or 1499. This makes it an incunable, meaning a book printed before the year 1500. Although Wynkyn de Worde and William Caxton are perhaps the best known names in early English printing, this edition was entirely unrecorded until less than a decade ago. Not only that, but MS 320 has only very recently been included in our list of incunabula. The fact that this printed section has been bound together with a manuscript has left it entirely overlooked. And because it contains print as well as manuscript, MS 320 is an example of a hybrid or mixed volume. These kinds of books often pose questions for librarians and cataloguers. Within a system where our collections are divided into either print or manuscript, where should we put something like this? And in fact, New College Library contains two of these hybrid books. This is the other one, and it's received far more attention than MS 320. This is MS 136, and its remarkable binding shows that it was meant to have formed part of the Royal Library, intended for the library of King Henry VIII. You can see here that it's stamped with the date 1545, so right at the end of Henry's reign. And again, the manuscript is in two halves. The first half is a handwritten Latin translation of the German printed book, which makes up the second half. The German text was written by several key figures of the Reformation, including Martin Bucer, and its English title is A Simple Consideration Concerning the Establishment of a Christian Reformation. Both these books tell us interesting things about the history of print and manuscript. We often think about printing taking over from a medieval manuscript tradition, but these kinds of books show us that the process was never as simple as that. The printed and the handwritten text continue to interact and respond to each other long after the invention of print technology.